There you go. There you go. Hands forward and together. Uh-huh. Yep. So you're keeping your chest elevated, keep your rib cage elevated. And through doing so, you can stabilize your arms a little bit more by just putting them out there and trying to touch your hands together. And don't, like I said, don't worry about her. I know that she knows her job. So I'll get you into putting her a little bit more in front of your leg in a minute here. But work on you while you're warming up for a few minutes. She's an older horse anyway. It's not like you need to push the guts out of her in the first 5 minutes. Good. Just be careful in the moment that you sit in your sitting trot, you're getting behind her. So you need to stay just bent slightly at your hip. You need to come a little more forward with your upper body because you're slightly out of balance with her. There you go. Elbows forward, hands together. Like it. Like it. Then go ahead and change rein so I can see you from the other side. Keep that really cleaned up. You want to have a feeling like you're really strong here, like somebody could come up and beat you on top of your pectoral muscles and it wouldn't make any difference. You'd be really strong there. Good. I think I just bruised myself. Excellent. Excellent. So much better. It helps her too because you're carrying yourself. And she's like, oh, okay, Ryder's carrying herself. I can concentrate on me now. Yeah, excellent. Whenever you need to take a short walk break or you want to change gaits, go to can or whatever, just keep doing your normal warm-up while you work on yourself. And be careful because one of your markers is when you get your hands open, your upper body gets out of position. Yes. So put your hands forward and try to touch them together as you elevate your rib cage. So. I do a lot of leg yielding in my warm-ups too, so you can keep doing that. That's fine. As long as you focus on your position while you're doing it. I'd like to get you into a little better position with your arm because I think it will help you with your contact. She actually is ideal in the mouth. She's like a super dressage horse in the mouth. But you kind of fiddle with the contact sometimes when you don't have to. And I'd like you to be able to put your elbows in front of you and be able to just balance a bit lightly in her mouth without having to touch the mouth so much and without having to make any adjustments on your rein. I'm feeling like you put your arms in front of you and you let your arms belong to the horse. You let your arms from the top of your shoulder all the way through your arm belong to the horse's mouth. You don't fiddle with her mouth at all. You just carry the bits lightly in the upper corners of her mouth. Elbows in front of you. Yeah, good. Go ahead and change rein again. Who's the rider you idolize most in the world? She is a very pretty rider. She almost always has her elbows out in front of her. Wasn't she the one who said that short reins win medals? What do you have to do when you shorten reins? You have to lengthen your arm. She forgets to tell people that bit. You have to lengthen your arms, otherwise you end up pulling too much. So if you lengthen your arms, Mr. Schulteis used to tell me this too when I rode with Willie Schulteis. He said your elbow should never come in contact with your rib cage. It should always be in front of your rib cage. So your elbow, yeah, now you're better already. Look at you. Don't start taking the elbows out. Look here. Don't do this. Don't do this. Always forward toward the mouth. Yeah. Your elbows belong to the horse's mouth. Hands forward and together. That's right. Ride like Charlotte. Charlotte does not separate her hands and put her elbows behind her. She puts her elbows out in front of her, puts her hands close to the horse's mouth, and then insist that that horse does everything behind the saddle, which is why she wins everything. Very good at that. So is Carl, actually. Good. Very good. Do you want to give her a short little walk break? That's a horse who could bring you home at a horse show every time, I'm sure of it. That was an expression the Germans used to use when I lived there. Oh, that's a horse that will bring you home every time. Yeah, a horse that knows its job, does its job. If you do the job with her, she's even better, but if you don't, she doesn't care. She still does her job. So I'm interested to know how she's bred, so check it out and let me know. I'm a breeder, so I'm always fascinated by bloodlines and what they produce. Was she bred in this country? Okay. So I want you, while you're walking, think a little bit anatomically for a moment about how you're going to position your skeleton on the horse to not only look better, but to be more effective as a rider. So look here for just a minute. You got to get out of this and go to this. With your arms, your elbow really in front of your rib cage, your hands close together, and you shorten the reins to the point where you can feel the mouth, and then that's all that you do is feel the mouth. You don't use the reins, just feel the mouth. When you want to bend her, when you want to accelerate, when you want to collect, you do all that with your seat and your leg. So start to shorten rein now, and shorten rein in such a way that your arms become longer, your hands get closer to the mouth, the elbow gets extended a little bit forward, and then when you've got the elbow forward, elevate your rib cage. It will put your spine in alignment. There you go. You're getting there. And don't lean back too far. That's it. There. There you go. There you go. I think that this is a super nice horse. I think that if you can master your position a little bit more, you're going to end up with an even nicer horse than you know you have, even at 18. You're going to be shocked at how much you can get out of this horse. But then it has to be formed to function. You have to be positioned in such a way that you can ask more from her. And then it makes her job easy. So hands forward and together. Together, I mean like touching. There you go. Yeah. See if you can do it. I mean, for me, it's always a challenge. And on the days when I'm riding home alone and I think I'm a world champion, I say to myself, okay, well, Catherine, can you do that with your hands touching each other? Because Charlotte can. Isabel can. Isabel happens to be my hero. And then when you're ready, go back to rising trot and see how much energy you can load up from behind into that hand and arm that stays in front of you. So it's almost like you want to frame the horse between two reins in front of you. Get your hands forward and together. Come on, put your hands forward. There you go. Shorten your reins a little bit. Don't be shy about it. Shorten your reins a little bit. A little bit more. Short reins win medals. Don't forget. Hands together. Hands together. You don't worry about getting your head down so much right now. Take a little more feel of the contact on the snaffle bit and keep your hands up above her neck. And I'm pretty sure she'll just go around because she doesn't have a choice. That's the way she's built. Put your hands above her neck. Yeah. So now send her on. So if she starts slowing down when you shorten your reins, that tells me you're shortening your reins and pulling. We don't want that. We want you to shorten your rein, learn to shorten your rein and give a little bit with your chest up and high. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. It's an anatomical thing. It's a